Hey y'all, this is Marla K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story hot off the presses that I need to share with y'all. It could be nothing, but to me, because I've been watching the Pope and the Vatican and what's been going on, I don't think this is accidental. A lot of things that are happening right now are symbolic, and a lot of things are happening that a lot of things are intentional. Or ushering us into this time of chaos before the transition. And I think it's safe to say America, the nation, is being sacrificed. And because we're here, we have to keep watch of everything that's going on. So I don't know if y'all recall a couple of months ago, before Trump was elected, I did a video about JD Vance and why y'all need to keep an eye on him, because he is converted. He converted to Catholicism in 2019. He's got a lot of Jesuit traits, a lot of secret closet stuff, Ivy Leaguer, attorney. There's something about his look that just ain't right. You know how the old people say that something ain't right, their eyes ain't right. His eyes ain't right. And something about him, I can't put my finger on it, but something ain't right. So got to watch him. So anyway, this weekend is Holy Week with the Vatican. And so, as y'all know, if it's Easter Sunday for Christians, and he visited the Pope. JD Vance, the Vice President, visited the Pope. What's interesting is it's so early in this administration. It will, that would be something that the president would do. Number one. Number two, because you got to get reestablished. You out here pissing people off, so you got to go and make these connections. Reestablish your relationships with these different nations. Although different nations ain't rocking with us right now. It's all by design. It's just a movie. It's not like it's a surprise or anything. It's part of the New World Order. Got to have chaos so you can bring the order. But JD Vance went to India, and his wife is Indian. And I find that interesting because this is the second time we've had this India thing come up now with the previous vice president, Kamala Harris. She's Indian. Her mother was Indian. And so now here we are again with another vice presidential candidate with a connection to India. So I don't know what's significant about that, but I pay attention to that. Anyway, let me get into this story. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to share with y'all, so be patient. And stories. So the first story is Vance meets with the Pope after Pontiff's criticism of Trump's policy. Now there is this suspicion. Look how terrible that man looked. That man looked like he just is on. They just barely keeping him alive. He looked terrible. He looked like the lizard peoples. Anyway, look at them hands. Look at his eyes. Look at Vance. The Vance ain't right neither. He ain't right. I don't know what it is about him, but something ain't right. Pope Francis met with Vice President JD Vance for a few minutes on Easter Sunday, the Vatican said. And so this is why it matters. The previously unannounced meeting, so this meeting was unannounced, came one day after the Vatican said Vance had an exchange of opinions during a meeting with its top officials on matters including countries affected by war, political tensions, and difficult humanitarian situations, in particular immigration and prisoners. So what is significant about this is it is letting you know how much power the Vatican or the Roman Empire still has over this entire planet. And so I'm not sure why Trump didn't go, but the vice president went. To me, it's symbolizing that Code 45 probably is not going to be around much longer. The stuff that he's doing is so out of whack and just no rhyme or reason. Like, I don't know. To me, it just seems as though they're setting up something for something big to happen that is going to be, life changing for all of us. It will be devastating nationally and usher in this time where all these things that we had been talking about, martial law, war, the draft, the surveillance, these jurisdictional policing initiatives, task force, working with the military, all these different things. Something big, in my opinion, is coming soon. I don't know when, but I know we cannot continue to go on like this. People are, not getting paid. People are losing jobs. They're playing with the stock market, trying to get all the money they can get out before they just crash it and take, what people, what little savings people do have, and just kind of leave us stranded. So, to me, and a couple of other people that I follow, this was a blessing for him to become the president. So, let me share with you what happened. So it says the Pope has publicly criticized the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies and appeared to take issue with Vance citing Catholic doctrine in defending the action. And this is why that's problematic, because a part of the New World Order, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the WEF's agenda, the Great Reset, migration is a huge part of destabilizing the world. So you got to make every continent have strife and issues and no money, no work, poverty, crime. So folks will be trying to be refugees and go someplace else to start over. Now, the other thing is there's an agenda to get rid of white people. So this is why you see all these multiracial couples and all this rainbow stuff. You can't see nothing with black people unless it's a interracial couple, biracial children, like and it's not just black can go with anybody. Black can be Asian, black can be Indian, black can go with white women, black women with white men. It doesn't even matter the age. It could be middle-aged people. A commercial advertising, erectile dysfunction medicine. I saw it today. Black man, salt and pepper beard, white woman. She trying to get him to get this gummy so they can have sex on the trip. Like, you can't have just a happy, intact black family. Especially black people. Now, any other group might be able to stay together, but not black people. And there's a concerted effort to mix bloodlines, and that is a part of the Zionist agenda. This is very deep and very complex. If you've been watching me for a couple of years now, I've been touching on all of it. But we're getting ready to see the convergence of everything. And I kind of led to that in the last videos. Just like this bunch of stuff, bunch of issues, bunch of things, bunch of problems that are all coming together at one time. And it's going to lead to something cataclysmic. And we're not even talking about the stuff that's happening in the natural, with the sun and the earth and the poles shifting and the earth quaking, volcanoes erupting. Stuff is happening with these pyramids all over the planet. There's a lot of stuff happening, and even with the moons, the eclipses, and it's so much to keep up with. I can barely keep up with it, but I'm trying. But I said all that to say something huge is coming, and in my personal opinion, you can take it with a grain of salt, America is being sacrificed. The whore is being sacrificed. We are getting ready to be living Revelation 13 to the end. They're finna ride it on out quick. And not necessarily in order, but things are happening that, if you go back and look through Jeremiah, Isaiah, Obadiah, Revelation, stuff is happening. Second Baruch, things are happening. So pay attention. So the big picture. The brief meeting comes as the 88-year-old leader of the world's 1.4 billion Roman Catholics recovers. Now just think. Now 1.4 billion people in the world are Roman Catholics. That don't even count Christianity. I don't know how many Christians there are, but it's wild that all these people are being deceived. Anyway, recovers from double pneumonia, which saw him hospitalized for over 5 weeks after being admitted with bronchitis symptoms. The details. Quote, "I know you have not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health," said Vance, who was baptized as Catholic in 2019 per video of the meeting in Vatican City. And this was before he was elected. Right before he was elected, he became Catholic. How convenient. The Pope thanked Vance for his visit, and Vance replied, "Of course, thank you for seeing me." Vance told Francis he prayed for him every day and wished him happy Easter before leaving. An aide to the pontiff gave Vance gifts that included chocolate Easter eggs for his 3 children and a Vatican tie and rosaries. So this was very alarming to me, because it's something that to me appeared it's a visit that the president should have made. Now some of the things, there's a video I'm going to show y'all, and it's about Gematria. I don't know if you know about Gematria, numerology, or how the occultists do signs, lying wonders, and basically make a mockery of us in our faces because we don't understand how they talk to each other. So I'm gonna show y'all that video. But the other story that I'm gonna show you before I go to that is how Vance also went to India. And now this particular story is interesting because, again, the vice president begins his 4-day trip, 4-day India visit on Monday, with focus on trade agreement, bilateral relations, and the implementation of the outcomes of the India-U.S. joint statement issued in February. Accompanied by his Indian origin wife, Usha Shilkuri, and their 3 children, Vance's visit marks the first by a sitting U.S. vice president to India in over a decade. That was very significant to me because India is a huge trade partner. They're huge in the world. They have a huge economy, huge population, and they are one of the largest nations in the world outside of China who have already implemented major aspects of the digital currency, digital wallet, the Great Reset stuff. So that was interesting. And it says, with the last being former Vice President Joe Biden visited India in 2013. So to me, that's significant as well because he's the last outgoing president. But it would seem like this is something that the president would do. So listen to this. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to host Vance for talks and dinner at his official residence, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, on Monday evening. The meeting is expected to cover the long-discussed India-U.S. bilateral trade agreement and explore ways to deepen strategic and economic ties between the 2 democracies. So, it's just interesting that at this time they're having these high level meetings, but the president is sending the vice president instead of him going himself. Like, what the hell he doing? He ain't doing up but tearing up shit over here, excuse my expression. But from my understanding as well, he's getting ready to bail out Wall Street with taxpayer money because he's intentionally screwed up the economy with his on again, off again tariffs and holding up funds and all kinds of stuff. So I'm telling y'all, we in deep doo doo. This ain't even. It's not funny. It's not anything we should be overlooking. This place is intentionally being destroyed, and most people don't even understand how serious this is and how dire things are going to be in a very short period of time. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is this video from Franchot Blue. Now I'm gonna play the whole video because I want y'all to understand the gematria or the numerology games that the powers that be play, and the symbolism, the colors, the signs, the codes, the clues. And there are some really good people who are good at cracking this stuff. This, we can call it whatever you want to call it. I call it demonology because that's basically what it is. We dealing with principalities. But anyway, listen to this.
We have a couple of important issues to discuss today. I want to update the Prime Minister on some of the negotiations between Russia, Ukraine, and also some of the things that have happened. Even in the past 24 hours, we think we have some interesting things to report on, of course, in private. Some of the negotiations, I won't prejudge them, but we do feel optimistic that we can hopefully bring this war, this very brutal war, to a close. I also, of course, want to talk to the Prime Minister about some of the economic relationships, very important between Italy and the United States, but of course we're having some big trade negotiations between not just Italy and the United States, but the whole European Union. We talked a great deal about that yesterday with the President, and we'll follow up on those conversations today.
Okay, good.
Well, people,
have you seen this? It's absolutely insane.
Oh boy.
Look at the presentation on what's inside this can. All other cans.
there was a birth yesterday. I said there was a birth yesterday. It was April 19th of 2025. Etch it in your memory and know that this will be a video for the ages. J.D. Vance, the rain is imminent. The rain is imminent. God did a work this morning. If you can see my face,
Okay, I'm a fast.
you can feel my emotions.
This because he's this part.
I want you to understand the intensity and the significance of this. Because J.D. Vance, the rain is imminent, is being displayed before us during Holy Week. How fitting. I am going to show you something that you would never, ever even fathom how they put this thing together. But God has given me the ability to just unveil it, and I am so glad, and I want to give God his praise. Before J.D. Vance steps into the role of President of the United States, he had to do this. He had to get his blessing.
Hello. So good to see you. God bless you. Good morning. How are you?
Find yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Easter to you, Father. Wonderful. I know you've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health. Thank you.
These are for your children.
Thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you as well.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
The Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, the white for your children, and the red one is for the red. Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course. And thank you for seeing me.
There are two significant things I want you to see. The gold tie. He's bringing in the golden age, flanked by the Phoenician tie of the Tiffany blue. The golden age. Then I want you to see this. As he met with the Prime Minister of Rome, when he walked in, what do you see? It's an X.
X. Now,
It's so deep.
What's interesting about this is since Elon Musk came on the scene and started doing the X, you see X everywhere. They got an X AI, they got an X this, they got an X that. X is everywhere. It is symbolic and being used for a reason. So don't take for granted that the X is just, something that they pulled out of their butt and we just gonna ride it on out. No. This X is something symbolic for a number of reasons. So we don't know yet, but keep watch.
What they allegedly put in front of our face, but it's there. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, which means somebody will be leaving soon. Oh, it's so deep. I can't wait to bring it to you. Now look, the powers usually do things to introduce someone significant for the future. J.D. Vance came out with a movie and a book, Hillbilly Elegy. This date is very important. June 28th, 2016. June 28th, 2016.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
Sorry.
This is Darla.
And this is Buddy.
Commercials.
Take June 28th of 2026 will be the anniversary of that book versus January 20th of 2025 when he became vice president. The difference is exactly 75 weeks, not a day longer. The 75th day of the year, people, is 3/16. I'm shivering, and you should be shivering too. John 3:16. This is Holy Week, people. This is Holy Week. We're supposed to be celebrating Christ and what he did. John 3:16 says what? For God so loved the world, hallelujah, that he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Okay, so disregard the Christian stuff that he's talking about. He's a Christian. I think he does know that he is an Israelite, but he's still wrapped up in Christianity. So a lot of what he says is from a Christian vantage point. But I don't knock him. I don't knock that he is being used by the Most High, because the Most High can use anybody. He'll use anybody. If he can use Donald Trump, he'll use him. He'll use Putin. He'll use whoever he needs to use in order to get his work done, good or bad. He'll make people fight each other. So, learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. This is one of those situations where you're going to have to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Disregard the Christian stuff, but pay attention to the symbolism that he's bringing out in this particular piece.
But what are they doing? What is the darkness doing allegedly? They're letting you know. They're letting you know. The book, June 28th, subtracted from the day that he became vice president, is 75. The 75th day of the year is 3/16, March 3/16, which is 3/16. That means sacrifice. That means sacrifice. Whom? What? When? It's imminent. America will be. We will be. And somebody will be unalive soon.
So the rumor is that Code 45 is probably not going to make it. We don't know. I'm not speaking anything over anyone's life. That's not what I do. But somehow folks are just kind of figuring, because he's had 2 attempts, like the third one is, imminent. But also that America is being sacrificed. And so when you think about, I think it's Revelation 18, where, it talks about, Mystery Babylon is going to fall in a day, and everybody's going to stand around and watch in horror, so on and so forth. We're getting ready to get into that time. And it's all intentional, but you're watching things, just happen that will lead to this ultimate demise. And it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, because they don't pay attention to the symbolism. They're not paying attention to the powers when they speak, the ways that they speak, because they're not just going to be like, hey, we're finna do this. No, they already told you, a couple of years ago, you're going to feel pain. They'll bring the order after the chaos, and it's going to be lockdowns and this, that, and another. So a lot of stuff is getting ready to happen. I told y'all last year, at the end, the last quarter of 2024 and beyond, it's going to be wild, and it has not disappointed. So don't sleep on this JD Vance story. Please don't sleep on it, because it's significant.
It's right in our face. If you think I'm playing with you, watch this. 6/28, the day of the book, published, 6/28. Hello. 6/28, the day of the book. Hello.
And so, other folks are also, I don't necessarily have a dog in this fight, but I'm just going to say, a lot of people think Elon Musk is the false prophet. He sure do a whole lot of lying. Now, that's one thing I do know. I don't know if he a false prophet, but he say some false stuff. And, he finding all this money. He's doing the waste, fraud, and abuse. I already told y'all he's in all these federal agencies collecting data so that he can get these people this stuff, so that they can have all our digital information that they need to transition us into this digital currency after they collapse this economy. We have this period of chaos. We have, death and destruction, horrific stuff happening, potentially an invasion, maybe not. It could be an EMP strike, or just power, happens to go out, and just creates issues for everybody. So that's the significance of Elon Musk here, is that they think he is the false prophet, but he's going to play a huge role in end time prophecy as far as this mark of the beast system that's coming on with the chips and the digital currency and centralized whatever, these data centers. He's all in on that. And plus, he's using these social media platforms, and they're buying and selling, exchanging people's data so that they can track you, track us, the Yehudi.
Mr. X himself. Are they twined? Are they twined? Numbers don't lie. 6/28/1971 is Elon Musk's birthday. 6/28/2016 is when the book became published. The difference is 45 years. Drop that mic. Drop it. Drop it. I know it. Look, I didn't see it coming. I thought I was done. 5 minutes. I started getting one revelation after another when I thought I was done. The Holy Spirit's like, hold up. I got something else to show you, young man. We just had a birth. We just had a death, burial, and resurrection right in our face the last few days. Look at those numbers. From Elon's birthday to the day that the book came out was exactly 45 years. That's Trump. It's about to be adios, unalive for him.
So he's the 45th president. So that's what this is significant. He's the 45th and the 47th president.
They will be taking over, is what I'm trying to tell you. Indisputable. Indisputable. Unbelievable. Look at that.
Oh, now
Watch this fridge test for fake olive oil.
I left these bottles of olive oil in the fridge overnight. Supposedly, your olive oil is 100% authentic.
Asia, remember.
Listen to this.
Where is he? Come on up here.
Watch this.
His name is Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon.
And then he's going to say, come on, Elijah. Come on, Elijah. Remember, Elijah never saw death in the Old Testament. His protege, Elias, took his place. And I did a video on this. Trump is Elijah's symbolic. And who is Elijah's? Listen.
Created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
What did he say? Take over who? Listen.
Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
So they say all this stuff in our faces, and folks don't really be paying no attention to what they be saying, and they talk in code. So if you don't really pay attention to them, you won't know. I didn't catch this myself because I try not to look at them. They get on my nerves so bad. But anyway, when Franchot does his thing with the Gematria and puts his stuff together, his codes include signs, symbols, I pay attention because he's usually spot on. So I've been following him for a couple of years, and he's had some really good revelations, and this is one that I missed. So I think that was huge.
Now you think that's shocking? They're in Butler, Pennsylvania, and he's in black and white. Black and white also represents DEATH, unalive. It also means chess, like you play both sides, Republican against Democrat. Hopping up and down, yeah. But people, this is the second time that Trump was in Butler, Pennsylvania. Exactly 84 days from the day he got hit in the ear, allegedly. What is 84? Barack Obama was born August 4th. And Elon bought Twitter for $44 billion. And Trump was the 44th president. I have a video out. You got to pull it up. Go to French Shot Blue. It's called Unholy Trinity. Unholy Trinity. Unholy.
Now, before I end this video, I'll leave a link to everything that I talked about in this particular video. One thing that I will say, like, a lot of people are saying that Obama is going to be the Antichrist. It would be fitting that a black person would be the Antichrist. Got to have a nigga as the Antichrist, because Jesus got to be white. The Messiah, Shlomo, or whoever he is coming, he got to be white too. He got to be European, Caucasian, Caucasic, whatever. But they got to keep this lie alive. And you know, when the Messiah said, you know, if they say in the desert or come to the desert, don't go. If they say go here, y'all better go back and read that, because this is getting ready to happen. I don't know how soon, but we are getting ready to be tested. How strong you are in your word. What do you have in your heart? What do you have in your mind? We are getting ready to be tested in a number of ways. And the revolution gonna be televised. But the real, deal is, will people be able to decipher the times? Will you know the truth from a lie? And I'm gonna say no, because most people do not read. And so the narrow path is about to be a whole lot narrower. Y'all better read Matthew, read Revelation, read 2nd Baruch, read the book of Jasher, read Daniel, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Obadiah. A lot of stuff is getting ready to happen, and it's a lot of different prophecies happening at one time. For me, I think it's a great reset for Judah, for the remnant, those of us who are paying attention and keeping watch and are making preparations. It's some serious stuff coming. It's not going to be far away. I honestly don't think, we have a whole lot of time left. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the Exodus is going to look like. I don't know nothing. The Exodus might not happen until the midst of the chaos. I don't know. But you need to have your bags packed. You need to have your papers with you. You need to have provisions for travel. Again, you need to be tightening up your circles, making sure the people that you rocking with are going to be real people that you can rock with, and going to be down with you. They're not going to switch up. Y'all got a pact. You're going to stick it out. You're going to ride it out. And you need to keep watch of the signs of the times. There's so much stuff happening that it's almost impossible for us to keep up with stuff. And like, this is a story that would have gone unnoticed. Thankfully, I keep up with what goes on at the Vatican most of the time. So anytime somebody's going to see the Pope, I'm paying attention, because I want to know who it is. Why are they going? What is their role? Is their role political? Are they an actor or actress? Are they a business person? I did a couple of stories to, show y'all a lot of the tech kings went to the Vatican before the election last year. A lot of celebrities went to the Vatican. Everybody got their marching orders. Everybody has their role. You need to understand you're watching a movie. You're in the movie and you're watching the movie. You're watching your own potential destruction. We're trying to endure to the end. And so, with that said, pay attention. Don't be dismissive of anything. Don't be dismissive of anybody's gifts. I know some people are, they got their nose up in the air if you don't say the right word, if you don't call the creator the right name, they, chastising you. Judah is a mess. The Israelites are a mess. And, I'm of the mindset the Most High can use anybody He wants to do anything He wants them to do, including deliver a message. We haven't always been in this awakening with the right terminology, using the right names and stuff. So we need to be sensitive to that everybody is not coming to the truth at the same time. But that doesn't mean, overnight people are going to start using the right names and do stuff to satisfy us. Learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones, and learn how not to be a respecter of persons because you feel like you are more awakened than other people. You might just be missing out on a blessing from an angel because you snobby about words like the Edomites. All of us are still learning. But I do believe that the Most High is using a lot of people, Gentiles and Israelites alike, to warn folks, to serve as watchmen, to teach, and to share. So our jobs is to get this information, try to warn people, about what's coming, about the dangers, and to not get comfortable. This is not a time to be comfortable. This is not a time to act like nothing is happening. I've never seen anything like this before. And I've been through a couple of administrations where we were going to war and, there were budget cuts, but not to the point where you can't get paid. They're holding money. They're saying stuff, making the market volatile, getting the rich folks richer, and then getting ready to bail out the banks. And man, this stuff is wild. But it's happening right before our eyes. So I just want y'all to be aware of what's happening. Understand that this vice president, in my opinion, is far more dangerous than Code 45 will ever be. And when I say ever be, I mean just in reality, as far as the script goes. We have to, people are like, we're going to get rid of Trump and get the vice president. And I'm like, you don't want him. He's going to be worse than the president because he's a dang on Catholic. He's a Jesuit, I think. He got all the hallmarks of the devil. He even look evil. His eyes ain't right. So anyway, just keep watch. Let me know what y'all think. If the Holy Spirit has shared anything with you all, if you all caught this, what do you think is gonna happen? Maybe you think it's nothing. I'm over exaggerating. I don't think so, but I can accept that if you think that. I just would like to know your thoughts. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you share the content because a lot of people sleep on the Vatican. They sleep on the power of the Pope. I don't know if y'all realize this, but this is supposed to be the last Pope. After this Pope, there are no more popes. And that's interesting within itself. So, it could be one reason that they're keeping him on life support, giving him oxygen. They're not talking about replacing him. There's no plan to replace him. He's just going to not be here no more if something happens to him. And who knows what's going to happen. Whoever comes into power, I guess they will be over all the Abrahamic religions and Wherever they build a temple, that's where that person will rule from. So a lot of stuff is happening spiritually, not in a good way, but we've been warned, we've been taught what the signs were, what to look for, and this is the time that we need to be doing it. So get into Matthew, honey. Get into Matthew. Learn what the Messiah said about, the signs when the disciples were asking for signs about, what to look for during these times. The Messiah told them what to look for. It's happening right now. So be on guard. Keep watch. Do not let a day go by that you don't know what's going on this planet. You might can't do anything about it, but you need to know, because it helps you understand how close we are to this transition. I don't know what to do. I can't tell you, what's going to happen and what you should do. I don't know if you should participate in the banking system. We all might have to. As far as being marked or sealed, I know I'm going to be sealed. I ain't taking no mark. But if there's a plan where Obama's going to come back in the office, know that he, during his administration, allegedly had gillos, if you know what I mean. Take your noggins off. Shipped in pieces on trains, and they are set up in these camps all over the country. So and they have a bunch of body bags. Excuse me. They were buying those during COVID, but I don't think that they were for COVID. Excuse me. I think they were for what's coming. Ooh, excuse me. My allergies are bothering me. I was working outside in my garden today. So, anyway, pay attention, y'all. A lot of stuff is happening. We stuck here. We ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. I can't even get paid. So, I mean, I'm laughing and it's not funny, but we're going to have to trust in the Most High. We're going to have to trust in the Creator. That He's going to look out for us. And even if it means that we have to suffer a lot, it may even be, our lives. We got to trust in the Most High. So, all right, y'all, I'm sorry. I had to pause the video. I was coughing so bad. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. Make sure you're keeping watch. It's too much stuff going on in the world for y'all not to be paying attention. Leave me your comments in the comment section below. And please try to share the information as best you can to get our family members prepared. Because I do think that martial law is coming. If anything happens in the way of, a president not being here, there has to be a transition in power. There's an economic collapse. If Wall Street is bailed out, people gonna act crazy. Not our people per se, but the snow people, the children of the corn. Children of corn gonna cut up. And they're going to have to do something about it. So a lot of chaos is coming, basically. Be ready. Alright, like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. Follow me on Odyssey, Rumble, on Instagram, and on Facebook. The links are in the description. Excuse me for clearing my throat so much, but the allergies are killing me. If you'd like to support the channel financially, my links for my Venmo and my coffee are in the description. This channel is not sponsored, and this channel is not monetized. So if you appreciate the content, just let us know, either by giving me a comment and sharing the video, or by supporting the channel financially. I know everybody's struggling, but any support you can give is greatly appreciated. And if you've already given, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lastly, continue to pray. We need to be praying all the time. You need to be walking and talking to the Most High all day, all night. Because these are really going to be some treacherous times, and our people are just ain't paying attention. They're not paying attention. Repent daily for sins of commission and sins of omission. Continue to prep. Like I said, start those gardens. I'm gonna post some pictures of my little poorly garden that I had to do with my little shovel and hoe, but I got me some stuff out there. And excuse me, hopefully the rest of the stuff that I planted will grow. I did a little bit out there today, but I don't care if you got to get pots. Figure out a way to get you some stuff in the ground. Even if you can't put it in the ground, get you some styrofoam coolers, put some holes in them. If you live someplace that's not going to be permanent, do a non-permanent gardening solution. Put you some stuff in some containers. Do what you got to do to make it. Because once they declare martial law, you're not going to be getting groceries. You're not going to be able to leave your house. You're not going to be able to pay your rent. You're not going to be able to pay your light bill. You need to have food. And if you don't have anything that is non-perishable in your house, it's going to be awful. So, you should be having things to heat with, cool with, if you can. Screens for your windows. Like I said, solutions to cook outdoors, tools to use, knives, machetes, hatchets, axes, shovels, hoes, rakes, because you're going to have to do some stuff outside. You might have to go and dig holes to poop in or bury waste. You might even have to dig a hole for people, because people going to perish for fear of what's coming on the earth. And you don't want them around you stinking, so you might got to dig a hole to put them in. It's gonna be like that. Like, it's gonna be bad, because the system is gonna break down. Society's gonna break down. People are not gonna get paid, so people ain't gonna be going to work. Not only that, and when I say people, I mean your first responders and your emergency management. Emergency management is as good as the money coming in. But if chaos is so bad that everybody got to be concerned about their own houses, people not coming to rescue you. Then the funeral home not coming to get nobody. They ain't. The police ain't gonna work. Shoot, the military might even walk off the job. So you just don't know who gonna desert the job when the time comes. So be ready. Do what you gotta do now while your money is still good, while stores still have stuff, while the value of things are still affordable. I'm gonna do another video about some things that we should be having, because it's getting close to that time where things could happen. And for those of us who are here in the belly of the beast, we need to be prepared. I know we need to leave, but we can't. So I'm looking for my supernatural exodus, and I'm believing the Most High is going to look out for his people. He may not, we may not have to leave. Wherever we are, we may have a Goshen. He may protect us. We don't know. So I'm not living in fear. I'm living with expectation. I'm watching biblical prophecy play out every day of my life. I'm happy to be witnessing it. I'm happy to be a vessel and allow myself to be used. I'm happy that I have answered the call, and I'm not afraid. Whatever happens, happens. I already told people, hey, I might not be here. They might come get me, or things might get bad. We don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is I believe in the word of the Most High. We cannot worry about our life. But what we cannot do is lay down and be cowards either. So being fearful, we're not supposed to be putting fear in the atmosphere. That's the wrong energy. That's the wrong vibration. Our enemies know when we are fearful. They get something. They know they're winning when we're afraid. We got to be courageous. We're the Lion of Judah. We need to put our lion coat on and be the lion. We can't be around here scared and worry about, well, I ain't got no money. I can't do this. Do what you can do. One thing black people know how to do is be poor and still make it. One thing we know how to do is when things get bad, what we used to know how to do is help each other when things get bad. Those times are coming back, but I don't know how our people are going to do this go round, because we are so raggedy, so ratchet, so codependent on this system, and so lost when it comes to our own ways. So this is going to be a real test for everybody, but there's no need to be afraid because the Most High got us. All right, I will put links to all these things in the description, and make sure you do your own research. Research the vice president, look at his educational background, look at his financials. He also said he was going to be a supporter of Israel unconditionally, I think he said. So pay attention to what these people say. Y'all better go back and look at what these folks say, because they're telling you without telling you that they are coming for us. So we just need to be ready. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all. And